Hi everyone, welcome back to my AP Calculus class. Today I explain Taylor series. Okay, it says the function fx at point x equals a. Okay, point at x equals a. Sometimes x equals 0, sometimes x equals 1, x equals 3. That number will be given for you. Is approximated by the Taylor polynomial. We call that Taylor series, the order n. The order is the power, last term's degree is order, so n, order is n means that x minus a to the nth power. If order is 2, and 0 power first per second of the second power, that is the order. The formula is this. If you define the function fx using Taylor polynomials, the formula fx is equal to fa plus f prime of a times x minus a. So I'm going to change this just a little bit because we're going to use this formula. You remember last term, f to the nth derivative of a over n factorial times x minus a to the nth power. So first two terms, I'm going to change just first two terms. That is looks like that. It is f0 derivative, that means original function, right, of a. And then n is 0, right? Start from 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. N is 0, n is 2, n is 3. And then go to infinity sometimes. And then f of a, that means what? F of 0 derivative of a over 0 factorial. N is 0 factorial by this formula, right? And then x minus a to the 0 powers. This is the first term. That's why f0 derivative of a, that is f of a. And then 0 factorial, that's 1. Any numbers 0 power, that is 1. That's why first term is just f of a. So why the second term is this? I'm going to rewrite second term here. Rewrite here. By this formula, second term going to be f first derivative of a. That means n is 1, right? That's why 1 factorial, then x minus a to the first power. But 1 factorial is just 1, right? So second term going to be f prime of a times x minus a to the first power. That's why second term is this. Third term is degree 2, second power. So second derivative of a over, by this formula, right? N is 2, so 2 factorial times x minus a to the second power. Keep going like that, okay? If you find the first three terms, 1, 2, 3 terms up to here, that means degree is 2, n is 2. That means order 2. That makes sense, right? If order 3, you have to find the first 4 terms. So remember the formula, f the nth derivative of a over n factorial times x minus a to the nth powers. It is about at point at x equals a. Got it, right? Okay, just remember this formula and then keep solving. Just two problems today. So because 2020 AP exam includes Taylor approximation. So that doesn't include all Taylor series. It includes approximation of Taylor using Taylor series. Approximate just a function value using Taylor series, right? That means you understand that formula and then you have to know how to use that formula to find the answers. That part only included in 2020 AP exam. So I'm going to explain only those two parts by two example problems, okay? Let me start solving this problem. Okay, example 44. Find the Taylor polynomial order 4. It says order what? Order 4. Order 4 at x equals 0. That means a equals 0, right? At x equals 0. And then fx is given e to the negative x powers. And then approximate f over 0.25. It will be a really good problem to understand how to use Taylor series and then how to approximate function value using Taylor series. Let's just start from that formula, right? I'm going to rewrite formula here. What was Taylor series? It says sigma, the formula is sigma n equal to 0 to n f nth derivative of a over n factorial times x minus a to the nth powers. Okay, so using these formulas, what's the first term? First term is when n is 0, right? So if n is 0, zero derivative of a, the f of a, that's f of a, the a is 0, f of 0. And then 0 factorial is 1, x minus 0 to the 0 power is 1. So only f of 0 is the first term. The second term is 1. First derivative of 0, because a is 0, times n factorial, n is 1, so 1 factorial, times x minus 0 to the first power. All right? So one more, because is order 4, that means 3 more. And then plus next one, f second derivative of 0 over 2 factorial, and then x minus 0 to the second power. Okay, keep going, 2 more. It's order 4. I found 1 to 3 terms. Order 4 means we have to find 5 terms, right? The plus, go here, plus 1, 2, 3, fourth term, third derivative of 0, 3 factorial, x cubed. Then one more, fourth derivative of 0, 4 factorial, x to the fourth power. Okay, f of 0, plug in 0 for x here. The e to the 0 power, that is 1, 1, 1. And then f prime of 0. So what is f prime of x? F prime of x equals negative e to the negative x by chain rule, right? And then plug in 0 for x. That means 0, 0, so negative 1. Negative 1 is what? F second derivative of 0. So negative 1 times x squared, just x, negative 1 times x, over 1 factorial, that's 1. So negative x is second term. That's the third term, second derivative. Second derivative, a derivative function's derivative. So second derivative x equals negative e to the x, negative x powers derivative. That's e to the negative x, came back to original, right? And then plug in 0 again. So f second derivative of 0 equals just 1. So plus 1. So plus 1 times the part 1, x squared over 2 factorial. 2 factorial, right? Next one, third derivative. Third derivative is equal to first derivative, right? So third derivative is negative e to the negative x again. So third derivative of 0 is negative 1. So negative x cubed, right? X cubed. And then 3 factorial. First term is equal to second derivative, right? Right now, negative, just negative e to the negative x powers derivative again. So e to the negative x powers. Plug in 0 for x, there will be positive 1, right? So positive 1 times x to the fourth powers, x to the fourth powers over 4 factorial. Okay, this is a Taylor polynomial of degree 4. We found a polynomial equation, and then it asks you using this equation to approximate f of 0.25, which means plug in 0.25 for x into this equation. So x is 0.25. That means 1 minus 0.25 plus 0.25 squared over 2 factorial, and then minus 0.25 cube over 3 factorial plus 0.25 to the fourth power over 4 factorial. We need to calculate this. If we calculate this value, they're going to be 0.7788. You can use calculator. is approximate of what? F of 0.2. What is f of 0.25 actually is equal to? Fx was e to the negative x powers. So f of 0.25 means what? E to the negative 0.25. This value is not exactly 0.7788, but if we find the approximation value of this function at x of 0.25 using Taylor polynomial with fourth degree, so that approximation value is 0.7788. Is almost equal to each other. Actual value is e to the negative 0.25. Approximation value is by Taylor series 0.7788. You hopefully, I really want you to understand, okay, what is Taylor series, okay, how to approximate the value of fx using Taylor polynomials. This example is really good to understand that, right? I'm going to solve one more example than done today. Quickly go, example 45. I'm not going to solve all, I'm going to solve example 45A part only. Is enough for the 2020 AP exam this year. Use the Taylor series to find the Taylor polynomial P1, P3, P5. P1 means fourth degree term, that term only, right? And then P3 and P5. So at first, fx is this. What's the fourth derivative function? Derivative of sine is cosine. What is the second derivative function? Negative sine x. Third derivative x. Negative cosine x. Fourth derivative of x, positive sine x. Fifth derivative of x, it is cosine x. We need P1, P3, P5. So first P1. P1 is equal to, at x equals 0, right? So P1 is equal to f prime of 0, 1 factorial, and then x minus 0 to the first power. That's P1, right? So f prime of 0 is cosine 0. Cosine 0 is 1. Then 1 times x over 1 factorial is 1. That means just x. Just x. Okay? So P1 is just x. It says that like this. So P1 means what? The second term is a polynomial. Taylor polynomial. Go back to find the P3. How can you find the P3? P3 means n is 2. I mean, n is 1, P3, n is 3, right? So third derivative of 0 over 3 factorial x minus 0 to the third power. That's P3, degree 3 term. So what is the third derivative of 0? Third derivative, negative cosine 0. That's negative 1, right? So negative x cubed over 3 factorial. Negative x cubed over 3 factorial, right? So it's third term. So P3 actually means first term plus second term plus third term. So it is just degree 3 terms, right? Then we found that already. P1 is x, and P3 is negative x cubed over 3 factorial. Why I didn't find the P0 and P2? P0 and P2 is 0. That makes sense. Sine 0 and then sine 0. Or even degree, derivative is always 0. So you don't have to find it. So P3 is actually this. P1 is P0 plus first term plus second term. The first term is 0, right? Plug in 0 for x, f of 0 is 0. That's why you don't have to do that. And then first term is just x, 0 plus x. And then P3 means what? Okay, first term, second term, third term, fourth term actually, right? the first term and second term is 0. Okay, f of 0 is 0, f of second derivative of 0 is 0. That part is original, so you don't have to do that. Then the second term is f prime of 0 is 1, so that was x, p1 is x, and then p3 is this. So x minus x cubed over 3 factorial. That's the factorial, not 31. Is the answer. What about P5? P5 means, I make a little more space here. Okay, P5 means first term A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5. But the first term, zero derivative, second derivative, fourth derivative, that's all 0. Yeah, sine 0, negative sine 0 is always 0. So you don't have to do these three things, right? Okay, P5 is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. Sum of 6 terms, right? That is equal to, for A1 is x. I already found it. P1 was x, P3 was this. That means third term is negative x cubed over 3 factorial. And then sixth term, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A5. That is equal to 5 derivative of 0 and x to the 5th powers over 5 factorial. And then f 5th derivative 0, that is cosine 0, which is 1, right? Sine x is derivative is cosine x, plug in 0, that's 1. So that is 1 over 1 times x to the 5th powers plus 5 factorial. This is the P5. So P1 is x, P3 is x plus x cubed over 3 factorial. P5 is x minus x cubed over 3 factorial plus x to the 5th power over 5 factorial. Because the order 0, okay, order of 2, order of all, even order of the term is always 0, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, because sine 0 is 0. So you don't have to find it. So order 1 term is x, order 3 term is x negative x cubed over 3 factorial, order 5 term is x to the 5th over 5 factorial. That's why this is P5. I found that P1, P3, P5. It is everything that you have to know for this 2020 AP Calculus basic exam about Taylor series. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video, and then please click subscribe and like, turn notification. Okay, see you later. Bye bye.